For all the latest updates, subscribe to News 9.
Many countries have been on the receiving end during the outbreak of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Tourism has gone down in many countries, especially in the United Kingdom. The UK had seen a huge surge in COVID-19 cases in the initial days of its outbreak. Prime Minister Boris Johnson and his government had put forward strict lockdown measures to prevent the spread of the deadly disease. Over the past month or so, UK has seen a slight dip in the number of COVID-19 cases. The UK government since then has decided to reopen its economy, but in phases. Malls and shops had reopened their businesses. Many beaches also reopened and saw huge crowds as summer is beginning to set in. Now the UK government also gave a green signal to bars and restaurants to reopen as they ease lockdown restrictions. Bars and restaurants are all set to reopen on July 4th, that is the coming weekend. The UK has started to reopen in phases amid the COVID-19 pandemic. However, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has warned people of being complacent as the restrictions have been eased. Johnson at a press conference said that the UK is still not out of the woods yet from the COVID-19 pandemic and people must be cautious. The UK is not out of the woods yet and people must be cautious when visiting bars and restaurants this weekend. Boris Johnson said that he will impose strict lockdown measures if people break the rules, prompting a second spike in COVID-19 cases. The virus is still with us and the spike in Leicester has shown that. If it starts running out of control again, the government will not hesitate in putting on the brakes and reimposing restrictions. Anyone who flouts social distancing and COVID-secure rules is not only putting all of us at risk, but letting down those businesses and workers who have done so much to prepare for this new normal. So, as we take the next step, our biggest step yet, on the road to recovery, I urge the British people to do so safely. Senior police officers have warned that the decision to reopen bars and restaurants on a Saturday will overwhelm emergency services. Ministers want to see businesses resuming as the furlough scheme draws to a close later this year. Boris Johnson said that this Saturday is about supporting the livelihoods of business owners and their employees. This Saturday is about supporting the livelihoods of business owners and their employees and down the country, all of whom are opening their doors for the first time in more than 3 months. They are our local restaurants, hairdressers, libraries, museums, cinemas, and yes, pubs. They are also hotels, B&Bs, indeed, much of our tourism industry. All these businesses and their workers have put a heroic effort to prepare their venues for this reopening, to work out a way to trade in a way that keeps their customers safe. For the success of these businesses, the livelihoods of those who rely on them, and ultimately the economic health of the whole country is dependent on every single one of us acting responsibly. We must not let them down. Thousands of jobs in UK high streets have already been lost as restaurants and bars were forced to close because of the COVID-19 crisis. With the reopening of bars and restaurants and several other businesses, there is some hope now for people running their businesses. People are hoping that things are back to normal in the months to come. UK currently has over 3 lakh COVID-19 cases and over 150 people have succumbed to the deadly disease.